Welcome to a new pharmaphorum podcast. As we continue a pace further into 2024, here I look back to my conversation with Aman Wasan, CEO of ArisGlobal at the end of last year, when we discussed digitisation in R&D. ArisGlobal provides cloud-based solutions for drug development, safety, clinical, regulatory, and medical affairs. With the ever-buzzwordy AI at centre of our discussions, we explore the advances in patient care that are already being facilitated with artificial intelligence and wearable medical devices, and how industry's ongoing and increasing use of transformative data and digital innovation across geographies is accelerating life sciences towards a new generation of medicines. Hopefully, our conversation provides some insightful food for thought this rather chilly January, and as ever, thank you for listening. This is web editor Nicole Raleigh, and today I'll be speaking with Aman Wasan, CEO of ArisGlobal, a company that provides cloud-based solutions for drug development, safety, clinical, regulatory, and medical affairs. Welcome, Aman.
Thanks, Nicole. Thanks for having me on this podcast.
So today we'll be discussing the digitisation of drug research and development, including using automation to analyse large datasets to identify new drug development opportunities, and how it's helping bring drugs to market faster. But firstly, perhaps, Aman, you could tell listeners a little bit about yourself, your personal journey to what you do today.
Sure, certainly. So first of all, thanks again for having me here. Aman Wasan, CEO of ArisGlobal. I've been with the company for around 6 years now, handling different responsibilities through those 6 years. I'm a scientist by training. I've been exposed to end-to-end clinical research and technology and several initiatives that we took in ArisGlobal and other organizations. So I have deep experience in clinical research, PV, regulatory, and the technology aspect of it, given the SaaS focus that we have as an organization.
Thank you. So well placed then for this discussion. So given that deep experience in the clinical research area, let's talk about the buzzword of the year, AI. So AI and wearable medical devices are already advancing patient care, and transformative use of data and digital innovation is set to enable a new generation of medicines, and indeed faster. Digital technologies, therefore, can transform the approach taken by clinical research organisations and biopharmaceutical companies for drug discovery and development. So, Aman, can you tell listeners why and how that is?
So first of all, in general, in life sciences, we all need to understand that, our primary objective is to ensure that we build medicines, make medicines, bring medicines to the market, and everything that goes along with bringing medicine to the market, we do that and work towards that noble objective. Another thing that is important is patient safety. So with all the medicines that are brought into the market, patient safety sort of trumps everything else. And that's the common objective of biopharma companies, technology companies, and all the other supportive organizations that work with pharma companies. When it comes to AI, there is tremendous potential, number one. But at the same time, the concerns regarding privacy and how the technology would be looking at the patient information and patient data are some of the topics that are being discussed. While that said, the entire industry is very open-minded to look at different possibilities that are out there, including Gen AI. And also ArisGlobal is very focused in those areas. We are actually about to launch our next phase of innovation in a few weeks, which is going to expedite and accelerate the overall innovation that we bring in to the market and extend that to our customers, which are pharma companies and health agencies and CROs, to achieve the objective that I mentioned earlier. So tremendous potential. Still need to prioritize what are the top goals or use cases across different domains, and then how we can leverage the right technology and how we can also ensure that the patient data is managed in the way it should be managed, consistent with the applicable regulations. And then I'm confident that as we move deeper into the next year and beyond, we will see some innovative technologies complementing the objective that we mentioned towards patient safety and patient health. And then as a technology company, ArisGlobal will be deeply involved in all those initiatives.
Very much so. So with these goals and use cases, I mean, it's well discussed that AI will increase clinical trial productivity. It'll improve the quality of outcomes from clinical trials. So are there any distinct goals from ArisGlobal's perspective in 2024, the year beyond, as pertains to this with the technologies available?
Yes. So we have extensive offerings around innovation across the entire platform that you talked about in the beginning. In 2024, our goal is going to be to continue to assess the LLM models and additional advanced technologies that comes along with it, and then see how we can bring those to life in our products. We are working with academic institutions and some of the known technology companies offering these technologies, working with them and working also with our pharma customers. We will be bringing technologies to life. So mid next year-ish, we'll be ready to sort of announce some of the innovations around the topics that I mentioned. So going back to your question, next year is going to be an innovation year for ArisGlobal with renewed focus on the topic to drive the next phase of innovation forward.
So I want to sort of tunnel down a bit now. Research from McKinsey identified nearly 270 companies working in the AI-driven drug discovery industry, with more than 50% of the companies based in the US, though key hubs are emerging in Western Europe and Southeast Asia. However, the number of AI-driven companies with their own pipeline is still relatively small today. Approximately 15% have an asset in preclinical development. What are your comments on this?
That's a very good question, and thanks for sharing those insights as well. I think what would be success and what would make sense for life sciences industry is, and also these technology companies that are focused on AI, is to understand the domain-specific needs of our industry, particularly when you look at pharmacovigilance. It's complex, and that is the reason why there are only few players in this domain. We look at regulatory, there's so many areas where it can be optimized. So with all these different companies, sometimes they lose focus and they don't understand the domain-specific needs that are there. And that's where, ArisGlobal comes in with 30 years of domain expertise in life sciences. When we look at technology, we just don't look at technology. We also, at the back of our minds, deeply understand the business need that our customers have and the product needs from software standpoint that we have, and then we marry those two with the right technology. And I think that is what is extremely important when you look at bringing advanced technology into life sciences and into production.
Very much so. And with that understanding, and with ArisGlobal's 30 years of understanding, though you've been with the company for 6 years, in your opinion, what role will or does automation play in that?
So I think we will move away from some of the manual ways of looking at data, assessing the data. That's one thing that is already changing, and will change faster. Some of the previous automation technologies that, for example, the way they ingested the data from ingesting different source types, it was based on the old technology. The move would be towards dynamic nature of ingesting the data, managing the data, and then providing the insights, which basically brings us to the data analytics part of the discussion. And I think that will also be a strong focus area with looking at technologies that can look at the data and then bring the relevant insights, or most important insights, to surface, such that important scientific decisions could be made in a simple manner, but with all the information that is needed and required. And the third thing is also standardizing some of those assessments, because when, let's say, scientists or physicians look at data, they use their medical technology, medical training, and product understanding, domain understanding. But when we look at these LLM models or advanced technology, and if these are deployed in a proper manner, they can facilitate, the assessments that are done by our scientists and physicians, and also increase consistency. So I think those are some of the things I believe will be changing as we get deeper into the next few years.
Thank you, Aman. To the innovation year that 2024 will be for ArisGlobal. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Nicole.
And so that concludes another episode of the pharmaphorum podcast. You can find out more information about this episode, including a download link and information about previous installments of the series at pharmaphorum.com/podcasts. The pharmaphorum podcast is also available on iTunes, Spotify, Acast, Stitcher, and Podbean, where you can find and subscribe by searching for pharmaphorum. Of course, don't forget to visit our website itself, where you can sign up for daily news and analysis bulletins, and follow us on Twitter, or X nowadays, at @pharmaphorum. That's all for now. Thank you for listening.